So going back to the idea of a permanent record. So pretty much every child believes that anything that they do wrong in school is going to follow them into adulthood on their permanent record. And that's going to decide what kind of job they can have, what kind of school they can go to, whether or not they end up in jail. Basically, if there's anything bad on your permanent record, it'll destroy your entire life. And if you're a really bad student in school, your record will be really, really thick.
As you know, Bart, your permanent record will one day disqualify you from all but the hottest and noisiest jobs.
But American schools really do not monitor children like that at all. And a lot of people nowadays are saying that social media is a real permanent record, which I would definitely agree with. The idea of the permanent record is something that you'll see popping up in a lot of different shows. For example, popular children's shows like SpongeBob SquarePants.
Shh. SpongeBob, what are you doing here so late? Whatever this is,
it's going on your permanent record.
But it also shows up in memes, newspaper cartoons, and even on coffee mugs. So going back to the idea of calling cops pigs. Now, as I said, this is a very, very disrespectful term and not something that you want to say to a cop ever. And it's not illegal to say it, but you probably would get in trouble if you did. However, it's still really important to know because this is a term that shows up in movies and TV shows. And typically it's in a more innocent way, like I smell bacon, so they're not outright saying it, but the implication is there. Now, some cops might have a really good humor about it. For example, when my friend's husband became a police officer, to celebrate him finishing the academy, she threw a party where the theme was pigs. So she made like these little cupcakes that look like pigs, and she had these like tiny squeaker toy pigs that were just all over the apartment. Now, copper is another slang term for police officers, but it's not really derogatory at all. It's mostly used either in period pieces set in the 1920s or in kind of like a joking scenario where you're pretending to be like a gangster. Now, the phrase can come across as kind of good-natured. For example, like in this meme of the bad pun dog, or from this famous Wayne's World clip.
Say, I smell bacon. Does anyone else smell bacon?
Yeah, I definitely smell a pork product of some type.
However, since the term is really derogatory, it is mostly used in more serious situations, for instance, in protests against police brutality. And like I said, it's very derogatory, so it's not really something that you want to use.